When you discovered the law of attraction, you started to believe anything was possible. Life got better, much better. Now you want more, but it's not working. That's where the Manifest It Now show comes in. If you've been waiting for someone who can teach you the practical application to manifest quicker and easier while having more, turn the volume up, because the dynamic duo, Cassie Parks and Ginny Gain, are ready to teach you how to live the law of attraction like they do. It's time to laugh and learn.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Manifest It Now. I am here with Cassie Parks.
And I'm here with Ginny Gain.
And this week, we are talking about opening to more. So we have the O in now.
Yes.
It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. And just as a refresher, because we're continuing this more stepping in to manifesting, right? So the foundation is the manifest. Like the it and the now are opening to new levels. Like this one is
more
opening,
advanced.
They're more advanced. They're that higher level, taking the basic stuff, which is foundational and super important. But then what do you do?
Yeah. So if you are just jumping into this season mid, and this is one of your first episodes you're listening to, we're going to say, like, go back and they're all there. Start at the M, start at the first one. Actually start at the introduction, because we kind of give you some guidance of how to best use this season to manifest more money, because your experience is going to be so much more powerful having spent 7 days on each of these topics we're talking about and skills. And so and then you'll be ready for this one to come back.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Do not, if this is your first episode, please go back to the beginning of this season at least.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're gonna be way over your head at this point, or you don't want to, and you don't want to jump in now.
It will confuse you.
You
missed some of the best juicy stuff.
Exactly.
What are you excited about, Cass?
I am excited about spring in Colorado and just, coming. We get those like warmer days.
I was gonna say, you probably still have snow.
And snow, I like to keep this a little bit of a secret, but snow doesn't last long around here. So, which I love, because you can have this, you could have a huge snowstorm and then it's 70 and 80 and you can play outside in the snow in your shorts. So.
Yeah. I remember like checking the temperature between where I used to live in Canada and here. And it was like the highs or the lows were the same or something, and your high was like 40 degrees jump and ours was like 10. It was like, okay, that's the difference. That's a difference. Yeah. I'm really excited about, we have a trip coming up to North Carolina, and we're going to go there for a week. And so I'm excited to be in the mountains, and always love to travel and just get my fill of forest time and being in the trees and doing some hiking. So that feels really exciting.
Yay. Mm-hmm. All right. So what do people think when we say open to more? Like the O is open to more.
Open to more in the money subject.
Yeah. What do you think most listeners think that it means?
Ask for more money.
Yep.
And then once you've done that, ask for more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, ask for more.
Ask for more. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I haven't got it, I should ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And opening, just like this idea of opening to more, you might think it means asking for more, but we're going to tell you why that's not the best way to look at it. That's not actually what opening to more money means.
Yeah. And I think people just traditionally also think it means like, give me more.
Yes.
Like from my universe, just give me more. Yeah.
Yeah. Is saying, and I like that too, like asking the universe for more, like saying, okay, give it to me. Like, I'm ready for it. Right. Give it to me.
Yeah.
And that's not truly, there's something deeper. There's a deeper, more powerful experience for you to practice opening to more.
Yeah. And I'm excited to teach you guys this, because it was going through this episode before that I realized this is exactly what I did.
And how powerful it is.
Yeah. How powerful it is.
Yeah. And the difference of experience from before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does this impact someone's LOA success?
So, I mean, this is how they think that it impacts their success.
Right.
We should talk about how it impacts their success
okay.
too. But if I don't ask for enough, I won't get it.
Yeah.
So people think like, oh, it's going to impact my success. If I don't ask for enough, I won't get it.
Yeah.
So I have to ask for enough, right? And enough really meaning like, almost like you only get one shot. Like, oh, if I don't ask for a big enough number, I'll never get it. And that's the only shot.
Yeah.
Right? Or that if their number isn't big enough, they're playing too small.
Yeah. That's a really good, if you've ever had those thoughts, kind of like take that mental note and say, okay, oh, that used to be me, or I've done that, and there's a better way.
Yeah.
Like that's not the best way to do that for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how does this opening to more or this just asking for more and more,
Yeah.
let's talk about how when people get it wrong, because we're going to talk about how just asking for more, demanding more from the universe is really not the best way that we found. So how does that get in the way or impact their success?
I think really when we're talking about opening to more, what's coming to mind is like how we talk about going superficial, like we go across or we go down, like up and down, or we go across, like those two different like planes. And so opening to more isn't about getting more things or more an amount of money, not like controlling the process. It's about going deeper into your experience of what it is that you're wanting. That the same number. It's like it's deeper. It's about depth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say?
Similar. Yeah. People the way that they do it wrong is they don't open to more. They go back to the beginning and they just ask for more, and try and apply the same process, which doesn't work. So if you've ever felt like, oh, I did this one time and I manifested a lot of money,
so I'm going to go do the same things again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not the same person. You're not at that spot. What you need to do is these steps that we're talking about, how to take it to the next level. It's opening to more.
Yeah. Because if you have gone through some steps and manifested an experience of more money, you have changed through that process. Like if you've manifested it, you're ready for another level of that. So the same things often don't work. This is the time to go deeper into the experience of more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So how would you just like summarize a definition
of opening to more?
Yeah.
I would say going deeper in the experience of having it. And it's literally having it. And the it isn't a set dollar amount. We're going to get more into this, but the it is abundance. It's money flow. It's having the experience of that.
Yeah. For me, opening to more, I would describe it like aligning with the deepest, abundant part of you. So again, going back to that like non-physical part of us, that deepest part of who we are, and feeling that, connecting to that, because from that place, not intellectually, your true abundance. And it's about quality versus quantity too, which I think plays in a little bit of this, like the quality of the experience versus the quantity of what we're manifesting. Yeah.
Because it becomes about an experience, right? But what happens, and people get this wrong, instead of opening to more, they want to manifest more money so they can have a better experience. Instead of opening to the experience right now, open to that.
Yeah. Because it's available to you now. Absolutely. We don't have to get more to have a deeper, more fulfilling experience. Yeah. Okay, so what about stories, Kat? Do you have any stories with this?
Well,
it was a little different this time.
Yeah, because our stories, even though eventually I did find a story that really connected, but it's not, this is not, the next step. Like, so I was here and then I said, I want 10,000. And so then this happened, right?
It's not like a direct.
It's not a direct. I would say that when you're open to more, you're open to inspired intentions.
Yeah. So share more of that story.
Yeah. So, looking back, I've told the story in this season about, the 20% raise. And then there was a point, I was manifesting money. Then I manifested, that almost $2,000 for my house and all these things. And I'm going along and just continuing to open. I wasn't doing like all these daily things. I wasn't doing, I was just opening to more. And eventually there was this inspired intention like, I like another 20% raise. But that was really inspired. It wasn't, I want that. It was, oh, set that intention, right? Ask for that. And this inspired intention is really different because it comes from that place, the connection that Jenny's talking about with you. And it's not a, I want, it's, oh, this is what's next.
Yeah.
Let me step into that. Let me align with that.
Yeah. And maybe go back and review the inspiration lesson too, if you want to just tune up, because it's that experience, what we're talking about. As we go deeper, we create the space for that experience for that inspiration to guide the next experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love this too, because I think so often we're trying to figure everything out with our head, and we're like, oh, okay, so if I want that kind of lifestyle, that's how much those things cost, and I need that much money. And that's not what we're talking about here. Like, there might be a part of your manifesting money journey that's a great fit for, but that's not what we're referring to when we're saying open to more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, do you have a story? I know, like, it's not a direct story, like, oh, I
Yeah.
intended this and this happened.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about opening to more, which happens in a process.
Yeah. I mean, I would say when I think back to my experience and stepping into, because it has definitely been a process for me to grow into the abundant person and to know that and then see it reflected in my life. But the more I feel that connection, firstly, the easier everything is. And it's so much easier to come back to that. I just know I'm abundant. And so it's normal for it to show up with money in all lots of ways, but definitely with money in my life. And I think there's been definite jumps along this path of I know the core, and that is actually something I believe, the core of who we are, that non-physical place is abundant. We're meant for abundance. And I think everything in the world, in the entire universe, is abundant. And so money is one of the ways it manifests, but connecting to that place, definitely the greater my connection became, the greater experience with money has manifested.
Absolutely. And that's it's so much inspiration for me. I'm not going and setting this next income or this.
Yes.
But I'll be inspired one day. Oh, I have these coaches making this, which means I'm going to make this. Let me look at what that means to my life.
Yeah.
And then I can step into that versus, this year in my life, I intend to make $250,000 or whatever. Right. Yeah,
definitely. I have received more money when I've just been feeling abundant, tuning into that and opening to more, to know that feeling more. But that's where very easy inspired ideas have come that it did result. Actually, I remember a story from last November when I had this, you remember?
Yeah, when you were talking, I was like, oh, this story, we should tell this story. Yeah.
So I was just doing that and being in that space of just going deeper and not trying to plan anything, not trying to figure out how money was going to come or any of that, or how much I wanted before the end of the year. And then I got this idea to do a workshop for entrepreneurs, and it was a one-time thing. And it was so inspired, and it was, money came in from that right away, and it was awesome. But it was not something I asked for. I didn't plan. I didn't even figure out how much it should be or how much I wanted to make from it or anything like that. It was I want to share this. This feels like a good price, and here. Yeah.
Well, and part of this is where I thought you were going to share, and I think it's important, is when you did that, before you did that, part of it was the beingness, right? You were stepping into the beingness because you stopped doing old behaviors.
Yes.
Right? Of someone who is pushing, and you very
Yes.
consciously were I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Right? And then this inspiration could flow and more money can flow.
Yeah. I find that happens all the time when we deliberately choose to stop an old pattern. And that's a part of this opening to more.
Yes.
Yeah, is because that creates the space to then a new experience, but that new experience is going to be deeper.
Yeah. And you're literally opening to more when you're I'm not doing that anymore.
I'm not going to fill this with the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally open to more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so we want you guys to just think of a time and write down when you have just asked for more money.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like saying, I want a specific amount.
Yeah.
Or I should have this much by this time or anything
Right.
like that. Yeah. So how can we practice this kind of like in a general way?
Don't keep amping up the number. So we intentionally gave you very small numbers to start with. And that, in these previous weeks ago, right? And so as you've gone, our intention is that money has just been showing up. And so in this process of opening for more, it's not like, oh, well, I've been listening to Cassie and Jenny and manifested $10,000. Now I'm going to set the intention to be a millionaire.
So now I should do this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's don't keep amping up that number. Like, just get good at receiving what money is coming to you and go deeper into, okay, I'm being this person who has more money, right? You're really staying in the it and the now of the manifest it now, right? Doing LOA that way. You're really staying in these last 5 episodes, because if you did the work, you laid the foundation over when we were going through manifest, then now this is where you want to stay.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, how fun to have that experience of like, I'm so good at manifesting $50. Right. Or like and just get so easy and natural and feel powerful there. And when you feel that sense of powerful there in an amount that's easy, you will be guided to the next. You'll be guided to the next amount.
You will.
Yeah.
So you can pick, okay, I'm going to get really good at manifesting $50.
Yeah.
And let me just point this out. That's $2,600 a year.
Yeah.
If you manifest $50 a week, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily want you to put that time frame on it, but if you get good at manifesting $50 and it's just like, I'm good at that. I'm being the person who manifests $50 over and over again, right? We don't need to put time frames on it. We don't need to but it speeds up. Right? It might have taken you all week that one time, or maybe it took 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks later when you were listening to that episode and you're like, oh, here's that $50 that showed up that I intended 3 weeks ago, right? Yeah. But if you just get good at being that person, it keeps showing up and it gets faster and faster because you live it.
Yeah, this is such a great example, because I can see the mind coming in and saying, with this idea of like, I can get really good at manifesting $50, the mind wanting to jump in and say, that's not enough. You can do better. You should do more. And that's what we're talking about. Like, go deeper into the experience, not more. Don't listen to that. That part of your mind's never going to be satisfied. That's the part, if you're following that, it's driving this, I don't want to say superficial stuff, but the same level stuff. It's same level experience. But you got to let go of those to go to the deeper experience.
And I just, since we've randomly picked this $50 example, I want to go into like that experience. And this is just an example. Like, it's the deepening in the joy of that. It's deepening in the excitement of every time it happens again, right? It's deepening in, seeing $50 everywhere all of a sudden, like whether it's in your pocket, but like noticing on a sign, or how much things cost, or people just talking about $50 every time you turn around, right? Or it's totally getting $50.
I know.
You and I, like, I bet before you leave, somehow $50 shows up, right? But it's deepening in that joy and the fun of that experience, instead of taking yourself out of the experience and go back kind of, to try and do it again.
Yeah. And I'm going to say something else. See if you agree, Cass, is like, this is how you become the most powerful version of a manifestor, because you're not needing the externals to be something more for you to feel more. You're creating the feeling of moreness. You're opening to more with the $50.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm so excited.
I know, it's awesome.
All right, so we want to not necessarily, instead of writing a definition this time, we would love for you guys to kind of make this commitment to yourself to, if this is the perfect place for you right now, opening to more, we want you to write down a commitment to yourself about getting it before you go deeper. Like, get the amount that you're at before getting it before you go ask for more. Yeah, I said that wrong. So it might be something, and you can refer to the worksheets if you're in the hub, but an example like, I'm committed to going deeper with my money experience.
Yes.
Yeah. And then for the next part of our to-dos, this is on the worksheet. You guys are going to love
your
this.
assignment.
Is your to-do is not to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we really want you to, when you think you need to pick the next amount of money to manifest, wait for the inspiration. Don't just choose it. Wait to be called to the next amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you're going to practice this. I want to reemphasize what your assignment this week is to not to do.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing is nothing.
Yeah.
You're not intending more. You're not thinking about all these things. You're not totally going back to your evidence. You're not going back to the first episodes and re-listening, right? You're not doing anything, and you're sitting in this space that you've created and the person you've become so that you can open to more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let that experience come to you. Mm-hmm. And so we want to leave you with our powerful statement that I know that when I commit to the manifesting journey, I gain the ability to go deeper and experience more abundance.
Yes. And if at any point, because we did do the coaching one and this keeps coming up in my head during this episode, if you're doing this on your own, this is, we're teaching you what's next, what's open. Mm-hmm. If you were like, I was kind of drawn to work with Cassie or Jenny as a coach, know that we will teach you this. You're not going to like undo anything.
Yeah.
Our programs are just, they're designed to open you to more, and that's for what you want. So if there's any hint of that, I just want to put your mind at ease. Like by joining coaching, or if last week you were like, you went out and you hired one of us, you're doing it perfectly. That was your opening to more.
Yeah. Awesome. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one. Hey, it's Ginny. Cass and I talk a lot about alignment being essential to manifesting. So if you're curious how to measure your own level of alignment, I created a quiz for you. Pop over to my website at ginnygain.com. That's GINNYGANE.com and check it out. Oh, and definitely have fun with it.
Go be awesome!
Thank you for joining us on the Manifest It Now show, where you learn how to leverage the law of attraction to manifest your dreams. Now that you're inspired, share the love and review us on iTunes. While you're there, remember to subscribe.